You've got to take control of your situations here, people. You really do. We've had a 50% drop on this, but don't fucking drop the ball. This is your chance. Take control of your self-sovereignty, of your value, what you do every day, what you get out of bed to do. This is your chance. Don't fucking miss it. Don't miss it. It's been 5 years of educating people on Bitcoin, and I've been in tears today. I lost a good friend, which has exasperated my emotions. And, a 50% loss in people's holdings has been tough to take. Another one. Sorry, guys. People, what I want to tell you here, this is the first fucking time in human history we've got a monetary system that your value, what you do on a daily goddamn basis, what you get out of bed for, what you go and toil away, what you do, what the value that you associate with yourself. This is your chance where it's you control it. Here is the best opportunity of your lives to take control of your lives. Yes, you can make some easy money, and there's loads of YouTube channels out there. Buy this, buy that. This is the next one that's going to kick off and ray-tay-tay. For fuck's sake, understand what you're doing. Understand why you own some crypto. Understand why you're in this space. That's what we're trying to do on this channel. I'm passionate about this. I've got a 5-year digital history of educating people here. So I like to think that maybe you should listen to what I have to say. The core message here is this is money you control. That's the whole point. And when it drops 50%, you're still in control. You've got to take control of your situations here, people. You really do. We've had a 50% drop on this, but don't fucking drop the ball. This is your chance. Take control of your self-sovereignty, of your value, what you do every day, what you get out of bed to do. This is your chance. Don't fucking miss it. Don't miss it. Crypto is bringing this to us. There's a lot of forces at play here that are going to undermine it. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. This is your chance. This is everybody's chance. Self-sovereignty. Don't be an idiot. Don't get played here. You are getting played right now. 50% drop. Oh, God, I'm out. I'm sorry. Listen to what we're trying to tell you. We're not here to shill you anything. We're not charging you money to be part of this community. We're not. I genuinely want to help you. I really do. Look, don't walk away now. Don't get scared. This is the time to go in even harder. There's a great buying opportunity. It's not financial. I have to say it's not financial advice.
Bitcoin also represents a big part of our passions and what really matters. So in terms of what my thoughts are on this, I can see you're fueled with passion today, and I've had the shittiest 5 weeks of my life in the last year. I've had tough times in my life, but I've been quite challenged, and you guys don't get to see that. We're all faces on a camera on a YouTube thing, and, we get on and we talk about crypto because we're really passionate about it, even despite what's going on behind the scenes. So I got into Bitcoin because someone asked me this and they reminded me of it recently. I got into Bitcoin because my philosophy of life is freedom. And one of the things I loved about Bitcoin was that I could flee any country in the world with my own bank. and I didn't want to be attached to anything. So the philosophy of Bitcoin is there still, even in a 50% crash. But I guess what I'm trying to say is when you have things like a friend has died, you're not well, you start realizing your core values. And one of them is this philosophy around money as well, because it does represent where, our values lie. And that, I think, is what stirs up in dumps like this. It's like, okay, where does my value system lie? What's important? Health, family, all of this, and the values of sovereignty, freedom in economies and space. So that is really important. And I don't know, Jesse, I know you were reflecting earlier. We had some technical issues, so we're starting again.
Yeah, we stopped using our last recording app and had to go back to Zoom. And I think that's kind of funny because I was talking about one of our main topics of a couple of our last episodes, and Sean, I remember Sean used these exact words, which is zoom out, people. If you look at Bitcoin in a 7-day chart or a 24-hour chart, sometimes it can look like, holy shit, it's we're going to hell. But if you zoom out 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, you think, wow, Bitcoin, that's a steady growing asset. I mean, that is doing really well. And I mean, that kind of goes for a lot of different, now some of these altcoins, it's different, right? But look at Bitcoin, zoom out, everything's okay. Well, I think that if we use that concept for not just making money off Bitcoin, but for crypto, for the way things are going in the long term of all this, if you zoom out in life, we're closer now than we were before. If we zoom out and look at just our outlook on life here and start to make your next steps today and tomorrow and the next day based on this zoomed out outlook, because if you keep your eyes on the prize, as Sean just talked about earlier, we're all on the right pace. It's just we're just covered in distractions, and a lot of these people are putting these distractions in your face on purpose, whether it be the media or people just trying to fuck you up one way or the other. The world is filled with distractions. Don't let yourself be distracted. Zoom out.
But, as you say, zoom out. But if you zoom back in and look at what I'm showing you here, this is the first time in human history we've got a monetary system that's separate from the state. Yeah. Look at how we spend our money. Look at this, people. 40% of spending in the United States is on the military. 13% is on China's military. We're going down a horrible path here, people. We're all too scared to even discuss that. We're all too scared. It's like poking a bear on that. Look, this is getting ridiculous. We have to stop. We have to make change. And for me, what I love about this space is that it's the first time where change actually comes about by us being in control of our own value. And that's a little bit scary. And that's why you're getting FUD. Be under no fucking illusions. No fucking illusions here, people. Crypto is getting that big that it's on everyone's radar now. You watch. You watch. The reason it has just dropped 50 fucking % is because China has turned around and said you can't use crypto anymore. Wake up. This is just the beginning. You are in control of your ability to control this.
Do you think that Bitcoin can be stopped?
No, that's the whole goddamn point, Jesse, and that's why we're doing this. I don't give a look, YouTube, turn this channel off. The fucking Bitcoin community censored me 2 years ago, as you know. Fuck censorship, people. We have to, I don't give a shit if this video gets taken down. I don't give a shit about censorship. I've had enough. Take control of your value. You own your value. That's what this is all about. This is a centralized piece of fucking shit situation telling you you can't be in control of your own value. Don't let that happen to you. Because it is going to happen to you. Do you want to live in this controlled situation where they tell you this is what you can do. Everything is monitored. Bullshit. Come on, let's keep this fucking free, people. This is what crypto is bringing to you. This is what Bitcoin brings to you. Stay in control of your shit. Wake up, people. That's why you should have crypto. That's why you should have Bitcoin. That's why you should understand blockchain. Wake the fuck up. It's your last chance, and it's nearly gone. This is the first time in human history that you've got a value system that is completely separate from state. This is money you control. If you don't understand this, get the fuck out of crypto. Go back to your job. Go back to whatever you're doing. I've had enough of trying to tell you this. I've been doing it for 5 years. Get with the fucking program. People, please wake up. This is money you control. This whole be your own bank. You've just got to remember a goddamn 12-word key phrase. It's money you control. Please, please, please take the time to understand what we've been trying to tell you for years. Otherwise, your future is bleak. We don't need a central authority to tell us what to do with our value. We don't. Here it is. Here's your fucking chance. Now take it. Please. 50% drop. The news stories are going to be, oh God, Bitcoin, game over, blah, blah, blah. That's what they want you to do. They want you to lose faith in what's going on here. This is beautiful, man. Get involved. I'm sorry. Guys, I got to finish it here. I'm just...
You're emotional. It's okay. You got a lot going on.
I agree. I agree with everything you said. I think the one thing I just wanted to add, the fact that we're even talking about something that's available, such as Bitcoin and being your own bank, the fact that that's actually an option is better than in the past. We're closer now to having this freedom than we were in the past, and certainly way in the past. I mean, look, there used to be kings and then serfs and slaves and all this shit, and it was just a few people. Now, look, we're on this thing talking about it. Some people need to, like you said, wake the fuck up. That's true. But luckily, we're closer now than we ever have been in before. And yeah, they need to hear the things you're saying, and you have every right to be emotional.
Let me be super fucking clear on something else here. Typically, we're looking at charts. We're telling you, okay, we think this thing is going to break up to the upside and you can make some money here. That's all fine and fucking dandy, people. But the reality is, in Bitcoin, we have the one truly decentralized currency here that it can't be fucking stopped. And that's what's scaring people. Nigeria, 33% of the population has a cryptocurrency. What did the government do? They shut it down. Turkey, roughly around 20% exposure to cryptocurrency. What did the government do? Ban it. China, what have the Chinese Communist Party, more billionaires than any other country in the world. There's crap going on there. They've turned around with this rhetoric today. Listen, people, play around with this other stuff. They're science experiments. They're economic experiments. Get some of them. Get involved. But do not lose sight of the fact that Bitcoin is the only decentralized currency. It's the only thing that gives you personal freedom. If you don't understand this, it will be taken away from you, and it is being taken away from you. Fight back. This is a global currency. You're in control if you have some. If you don't, you're not. End of.
Sean, you were talking about people are scared to talk about things. You mentioned it earlier when you started talking. And I'm bringing that point up because you've expressed a lot of thoughts around China. And to that point, there's a lot of thoughts around Palestine. Nobody's talking about Burma anymore. For some reason, Burma fell off people's radar for the people struggling there. So it brings me to this feeling that I've had around a lot of thoughts around Australia, my home country. I'm not there anymore, but when I still find people are really scared to have an opinion these days. And so it's not only our money being controlled, it's our thought processes being stifled is probably a better word. You know, we've this last 12 months, we've kept to ourselves. We've stayed at home. We're not mingling as much, even though we're allowed to some degree and capacity now. We've almost learned how to keep our mouths shut. And I'm just bringing that point up because I think it's something people need to be aware of. And that involves talking about our money system. The one thing I do love about crypto is that we are talking about what is currency and what is value now. That's brilliant that people are talking about that, because that hasn't been understood for a long time. So I hear you on everything, and I think this is a good talking point for people to start, you know, opening up a bit more about the things that are bothering them, instead of keeping our mouths shut at dinner parties. Let's talk about it. Well, there's space for all opinions, but let's talk about it.
I think if we also let go, do our best to remember that fear is not helpful unless you're being chased by a tiger. Fear is not helpful unless, you know, you're hanging on the edge of a cliff. We need fear to survive, and it's healthy to have a healthy amount of fear. But guys, if you let it control your life, you'll live in slavery. So remember to fight that fear with courage, and think of other people too. Don't be self-centered, but think about the people around you, because if you combine those traits, I think that we can all do a lot better. So let's not live in the dark, in fear of the unknown.
This space has attracted an energy that I actually don't like at the moment.
Horrible energy, Leanne.
Well, this is what we were seeing too. Like, when I like nice things, I love nice things. I like having nice spaces and beautiful homes and everything. But I do not like watching people make millions of dollars, sprouting it on Twitter, doing this, showing their Rolexes, doing this and that.
Lambo.
Yeah, and brilliant. Success is brilliant, but you know, they're traders, and then you've got hodlers, or I'm both, so you can be both, you can be a hybrid. And I got revolted by what I was seeing. And I think when all the new people are coming in trying to achieve that, and you know, I had people asking me how to buy pube coin and ass coin and shit coin, and I'm not playing in those pools because I'm not interested in that. I've got my trading portfolio. I trade mid to high caps. I'm interested in that, and as you've seen, that's what I've been doing. I've got my Bitcoin hodl, Ethereum hodl. I don't touch that. I'm in that for my value system reasons for the future and what I believe in. But yes, watching people come in for get rich quick stuff is horrifying. So when it gets ugly and flashy, Sean, the people that are in it for all the wrong reasons are going to be flushed out.
And that's a good thing.
And that is a good thing. And then we can resume business as usual. It's interesting to even the language people, like, they're calling themselves traders. And I'm like, well, no, actually, you press some buttons on your phone. You got all hyped because you thought you were going to buy a new car and a new house and become a millionaire very quickly. You're far from a trader, but you could be a hodler, and you could believe in crypto, and you could, you know, spend part of your salary monthly on it. And they're the people we want in the space if you're not a trader. But I think this is a flush of the people with the phones pressing buttons that are suddenly calling themselves traders.
Look, it's a bit of a nightmare out there at the moment, people, but I trust Leanne's opinions. I trust Jesse's opinions, and I hope you trust mine. We're trying to do our best to educate you on the space, people. We're not shilling your projects. There's a great opportunity here, but you have to understand the core values of what the space is about. You have to understand that. If you don't, please unsubscribe to this channel. You've got to understand what we're doing. Decentralization means that there's not a handful of people that are controlling your freaking lives. This is a very, very beautiful thing that's happening here. If it's about making a few quick bucks for you, you're missing the point. You know, yes, we're talking about the price of something going up and down. Of course, that's, you know, that's part and parcel of what's going down here. But the big picture, You have to understand it. Get on board. Do your own research. For 4 years, I put content out there off my own back. I financed the whole thing myself. I never made any money out of it because for me, this is important to explain to people. A decentralized financial system gives you freedom. Nobody can control you. If you're in control of, if you are your own bank, if you control your own value, then you're truly free. You control your value. What you get out of bed to do every day, if you own that, you're in control of you. That's the whole point. Be a hard fucking forker. That's what this is about. I'm sorry if I've been a little bit emotional today, people, but I need to be.
You used a lot of swear words.
I want to fucking swear today.
You said the F word like 20 times.
Jesse.
Yep.
You were the very first person to join the Hardforking crew. Tell me what you think of crypto. Why is it important? What's your message in a 50% dump? Tell the people what this is all about for you.
Manipulation happens easy. We are born told by our parents that most people are inherently good. I mean, even a broken clock is correct 2 times a day. But the fact is that if these people are not really in it for the right reasons, they're going to get burned. I won't feel bad for them. My time of empathy and sympathy, it's there. But at the same time, it's about getting the strong ones to keep moving forward instead of sitting behind and crying while everyone falls behind and stays with them. So I do think that crypto is not going anywhere, especially Bitcoin. I have a very positive outlook on it. And look where we are. I mean, when I started with you, Sean, I bought in at Bitcoin at about $4,000. We're steadily like lingering around $40,000 at the moment. It's pretty amazing. I see nothing but good things in the future. Bitcoin cannot be stopped. They cannot. And so therefore we have a positive future, a good outlook, and I'm happy about things, even if we're in our dark days right now. It has to get dark sometimes. It has to.
Well said, Sir. Leanne.
Oh, my thoughts. When the whales decide to take profit in a market of FUD, the little krill get eaten on the way down. I'm just the krill that swims to the side of the whale and lets them chomp away and flush out the other ones. So that's what I think, profit taking advantage of FUD, scaring out the people in it for the wrong reasons. So my last thoughts are, if you're still here, take a deep breath. You are an early adopter still in this space, which is always nice to zoom out and remind yourself of that. Remember what's dear to you: health, family, friends, safety, food, shelter, and have some gratitude, because even myself, when I got so caught up in trading about 6 to 8 months ago, I lost sight of those things because I was in my own shell. So it's times like these in the markets when all the emotions come out, you get to see us YouTubers for our raw selves and our hearts and passions and values, and have some gratitude for where you are today is my last thought.
Very good. My last thought, people, is this, in a nutshell. For the first time in human history, we have a system of value transfer that is completely separate from church or state. You control it. This is important. You need to embrace that. You need to understand that. It is absolutely central to your joy, to your happiness, to your prosperity. Please understand that. Please take the time to understand that. This isn't about a 10x, 100x. It's about what you do day in, day out to transfer the fruits of your labor. You control this. This is what this gives you. Bitcoin's freedom, people. Embrace it. Get on board. Learn about it. Thank you very much. See you next time.